Alright, so I was told no one ever watches your first YouTube video. Mr. Beast even says that, so let's just be like nobody's watching, right? This bracelet is for my friend who's a Leo. I wanted it to match that Leo energy, bold, bright, a little fiery. That's why I'm using Citrine as the main gemstone. Citrine is supposed to bring positivity and abundance. Then I've got yellow for optimism, orange for creativity, red for courage and passion, and some black with gold to ground everything so it's not too wild. Basically, Leo in bit form. I'm not totally sure about this color mix yet, but let's see how it goes. The first step is stretching the cord. This part is essential. If you don't stretch it, over time the bracelet will get weird little gaps where the beads don't sit tight anymore. And trust me, you don't want that. Alright, final prep. Cords and the needle, and here we go. First few beads on the cord. Honestly, this part always feels a little nerve-wracking. Checking the mix. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. That's a good start. So let's roll with it. You never really know if colors will play nicely until you start stringing them together. With combos like this, it's always a gamble. Either it turns out perfect or it looks like a fruit salad exploded. Don't worry, this part's sped up and no one really wants to see it through beading in real time. Trust me, it's slow. But here's a fun one. How long do you think it actually took me to finish this bracelet? Drop your guess in the comments. Closest one gets a shout out in my next video. And I'll give you a hint. It wasn't 5 minutes, but it wasn't hours either. Somewhere in between. While you're guessing, here's a tip. If your bead mix looks like a little chaotic, don't panic. Once they're strung, the pattern always surprises you in the best way. Now let's see how it's looking on my hand. Oh, actually pretty decent. Not too colorful, not too plain either. Balanced. Okay, keep going. Sometimes when I'm beading, I try to make sure no two beads of the same color sit next to each other. And other times, I just let the beads do what they want. 2, 3, even 5 in a row sometimes, and the pattern still ends up looking beautiful because it's unique. That's the thing with handmade jewelry. No two pieces are ever the same. There's literally not another bracelet like this in the universe. The whole universe. Cool, right? And what really helps is the quality of these seed beads I'm using. They are all perfectly shaped, so when they line up, the bracelet has this literally polished, almost luxury look. That's why I love working with them. Time to add a bit more citrine. Maybe I'll try some ivory beads in between the citrine sections. And let's see... Nope. Doesn't work. The ivory is too soft here. Let's switch to black and see how it goes. So actually it must be a bit better than that. Oops, the cord broke. Classic. That happens sometimes because of the friction inside the beading needle, not because the cord is weak. The beads themselves are smooth inside, so don't worry, this won't happen during wear, just during making. Totally normal. Alright, we're back on track, adding more accents now. Citrine, of course, because it's the Leo stone. Positivity, energy, and a little bit of confidence in every bit. And I'm pairing it with black seed beads just to ground all that fiery color and give the bracelet some balance. When you're designing, accents are everything. A few beads in the right place make it look intentional, not random. And yep, stretching again, here is important too. Gotta make sure it holds. Now tying the knot. This part can be a little tricky, but usually it's fine. I like to check it 2 or 3 times because a strong knot is super important. I did have a small problem here. One bead slipped into the knot. It happens. I moved it out, then used my scoop to keep a little space and the needle to pull the knot tight. Here's the tip. Leave a tiny gap of 2 or 3 beads before you tie, then slide the knot down with your needle so no beads get stuck. After that, a quick stretch test and we're good. Don't forget to cut. Time to try it on. And there it is. The bracelet looks a little raw off straight off the tray, but it will soften and adjust perfectly once it's worn for a bit. So yeah, that's a Leo bracelet. Handmade, citrine accents, and a lot of patience. What do you think? Did it match Leo vibes?